Hi there, I'm Tina. Thanks for joining me today. Today I have a practice for you that's just an all-around feel-good flow. We'll connect with our bodies, connect with our breath, and stay in the present moment. It's very, very important to show up on your mat, and that's the hardest thing to do. So here you are, the hardest part is over. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, let's come to a comfortable seated position of your choosing. Uh, you can be up on your knees, crisscross, or one foot in front of the other. And let's just go ahead and tune in for just a moment. Just arrive. And I am going to encourage you throughout this practice to just stay curious. Just try to notice things that usually just slip your mind. So go ahead right now and just take a soft gaze down towards the floor. Sit up tall and begin to notice your breath. Are you coming to the mat today with some anxiety, or maybe you're super tired? Just notice what your breath is like today. Begin to notice if there's a pattern to your breath, if you're short on the inhale, long on the inhale. Try to bring awareness to the breath now by creating an inhale that's long and an intentional exhale, pressing that air out. Go ahead and take a few breaths, conscious breaths, in and out, and we'll go from there. Go ahead and make that an audible breath if you'd like. You can go in through the nose, out through the mouth, and with a sigh. Great job. Let's go ahead and come to hands and knees now. You know what to do. Wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips, dropping the belly, shining the heart space forward, lifting the tailbone to the sky. Inhale and exhale. Bring it in, tucking the tailbone down, rounding the belly, the upper body, tucking the chin. Inhale, drop the belly, squeezing those shoulder blades together. Exhale, round it in. This time, go ahead, bring the heart space forward on an exhale and wag that tail. Bring that left hip bone all the way forward as far as it feels good. Back to center. Take it to the other side, dropping that right hip down, pressing evenly through the palms. Back to the other side. Back to center. One more to the right. Dropping that hip, feeling that nice stretch in that right outer hip. Back to center. This time, go ahead and reach the right leg long, pressing up through those fingertips, through those base of the palm, up through the arms, bringing that energy up and doming that upper back as you press those heels into the mat and bringing that heel towards the back of the mat. A lot going on here, but be mindful. These mindful practices are so good for your mental, emotional health. Bring that right knee back in, and we'll take it to the other side. Left leg long, pressing that heel back to the back of the room, mindful of the connection of your palms to the mat, bringing that energy up through the arms, up through the shoulders, bringing life really into that upper body and doming that back a little bit here. Inhale and exhale. Great job. Now, send the hips or the knees wide, big toes together, coming into child's pose. Just trying to check in now. Walk those fingertips forward. Long, long spine. Dropping that chest down. Ooh, that feels good. Forehead to the mat if that feels good. And check in. Good for you for showing up for yourself. Maybe you've been missing some self-care, or you can do that here. Yoga has your back. Might want to set an intention for your practice. I care for myself so that I can care for others. I care for myself so I might care for others. Walk those hands in, bringing those arms back towards the back of the room, shining that heart forward, looking up if that feels good to your neck, hugging, pulling those shoulder blades together, breathing here. Feels good. Exhale, round it in. Bringing those palms together, rounding that upper body. Inhale, expansion. Exhale, bring it in. One more inhale, heart space forward, feeling that space created in the front body, hugging those shoulder blades together, breathing, and exhale, bring it in. Feels good. Okay, knees together, walking those hands out past the shoulders, curling those toes under and sending it up, the hips up and back to downward facing dog. First down dog of the day is always nice to find some organic movement, pedal your dog out, whatever feels good to you. Tune into your body. Where do you feel this? Where does it feel good? Where does it feel not so good? Inhale, heavy sigh out. Make some noise. Releasing that tension. Heels toward the mat. And walk it in. Walk baby steps, going slow. Introduction to our practice today, taking it slow, bringing the belly to the thighs, hanging that head. Taking a few deep breaths here, just checking in. Slowly begin to straighten that spine, bring hands to hips, and rise up very slowly, avoiding any kind of head rush. That's not good. To Tadasana. Mindful in Tadasana that our feet are firmly grounded into the mat, attention going to all 10 toes, toe pads pressing into the mat, heels pressing into the mat, finding that upward lift of energy. Kneecaps are pulling up, tailbone pulling down, belly in, shoulders back and away from the ears. Palms are shining forward as the crown of the head lifts to the top of the room. Tadasana, a very mindful, full body pose when you are present in the moment and you really tune in. This is a great pose. Tadasana. Okay, bend those knees, reach those palms down to scoop that air all the way up to the ceiling. Clap. Swan dive down, forward fold. Belly to the thighs. Inhale, halfway lift. Airplane arms back to the back of the room, squeezing again those shoulder blades together. Exhale, fold it down. Bringing it all the way up now. Up to upward salute. Giving the clap. Hands to heart center. One more time. Down. Reaching up. Hands together. Swan dive down to forward fold. Belly to the thighs. Inhale, halfway lift. Arms back. Long and strong. Neck is long. Spine is straight. Exhale, fold it down. This time, plant the palms, step the right foot back, lower the back knee. And here we are in our low lunge. Toes can be back toes can be tucked or flat to the mat, your choice. Front knee over the front ankle, growing light on those fingertips. Now, sometimes we can rest in these poses, and sometimes when we're mindful, we can actually make the most simple poses work for us. So in this pose, we are going to gather that energy up, and you can have your hands on your knees at prayer center or reach for the ceiling. Inhale, exhale, little lower into that stretch. Inhale, reach. One more exhale. Bringing hands to heart center. Rising up, bringing that back hip over the knee. Maybe inching that front foot forward just a little for half splits. Making this work for you. Taking care of yourself. Listening to your inner voice. Listening to your body. Is this good for you? Or would you rather put your hands down on the mat for stability or bring some blocks? Up to you. Keeping that spine long, reaching that crown forward, and micro bending into that, over that leg. Coming forward onto that front foot, lifting the back knee, sending it back to downward facing dog. We'll take baby steps to the top of the mat again. Forward fold. Halfway lift again. Reaching back. Folding it down. All the way up this time. Reaching up once more. Folding it all the way down, belly to the thighs. Halfway lift, making that work for you. Long spine. Plant the palms, step the left foot back this time. Lowering that back knee, choosing your back foot position, either toes curled or flat on the mat. Front knee over the front ankle. Gathering that energy up, pressing into those feet. Coming up, placing your hand position, your choice. Inhale. Exhale, bring your hands to prayer center if they're not already. Bringing that back hip over the back knee, inching that front foot forward, coming into half splits, Ardha Hanuman. Reaching the chest forward as you fold down, and you are listening here, caring for yourself, respecting your body, respecting the wisdom, hearing what it's telling you. Do you want to bring your hands to the mat? That's perfectly fine. Appreciating that wisdom, the really infinite wisdom of your body. It's truly amazing. Roll forward onto that front foot and step it back, downward facing dog. Right leg up to the ceiling, pressing into those palms equally, three-legged dog. This time hinging forward, elbows over the wrists, bringing that knee up, doming that upper back, and stepping up. Heading up to our high lunge here. Power that up, bring it up. Reaching up to the ceiling or hands at prayer center, up to you. Back leg is bent as needed now. We don't want to arch that back. It's better to have the belly hugged in, tailbone down, front knee over the front ankle. Breathing here, wobbling here. Ooh. Bring hands to prayer center. Step it up to the top of the mat. Reach down to come up. Swan dive down, forward fold. Halfway lift. Fold it down. This time, step the right foot back, the left foot back, send it up to down dog. This time, left foot up to the ceiling, three-legged dog, pressing into those arms, those palms evenly. Hinging forward, bringing those shoulders over the wrist, bringing that knee up and stepping between the palms. Coming up to high lunge now, other side. Pull that energy up. You are strong. Back knee is bent, arms up to the ceiling or at prayer center, whatever you like. Mindful of that spine. Feeling that shake. Knowing it's so good for you. Step to the top of the mat. Excellent job. From here, let's go into our chair pose now. Go ahead and bring your hands to prayer center. Feet can be together or a little apart. It's your choice. Setting those hips back. Spine is long, tailbone down. Sending the weight back into the heels. Pulling the belly in. And breathing here. Feeling your strength. Feeling your commitment to your health, both physical and emotional and mental. Showing up for yourself, so good. From here, shift your weight to the right foot. Step it back with the left. Pivot the back foot to warrior two. Front knee over the front ankle. Reach forward and send it back to reverse warrior. Inhale, reach forward. Straighten that front knee. Right foot down next to the calf. Left arm up to the ceiling. Gaze up if that feels good. Make it your own. Cartwheel down, plant the palms. Step it back to downward facing dog. This time, left foot up, three-legged dog. Coming forward, hinging forward. Shoulders over the wrists, bringing that knee in. Stepping it up. High lunge. Front knee over the front ankle, back knee is bent. Arm position of your choice. Smile. So good for you. Breathing here. Wobble and shake. Pretty good. Pivot the back foot parallel to the short edge, coming into warrior two. Gazing over the front fingertips. Lean forward, reach forward, scooping that air up. And over to humble warrior. Look, gazing up. Reaching forward, straightening that front knee. Bringing that left hand down, right arm up for triangle pose. Long in the side body. Feels good. Wheel down, send it back to downward facing dog. Good job. Hinge forward forward to your plank pose. Coming into side plank. Shift your weight to the outside edge of the left foot. Reaching for the ceiling with your right. Pressing into the mat, pushing those hip bones up, shaking, wobbling. It's good for you. Holding it here. Look down, plant the palm. Back to downward facing dog. Lift your weight over to the right. Edge of the right foot. Coming into the side plank on the right. Reaching up to the ceiling with the left arm. Bringing those hips up. Foot can be in front as a kickstand. Your choice. Looking down, planting those palms, stepping it back. Right leg up to the ceiling. This time, stepping it up, placing that foot on the outer side, on the outside of your right foot for lizard pose. You can lower that back knee and go ahead and bring your torso parallel to the long edge of your mat. Pressing into that knee, coming onto that edge of that foot, getting a nice stretch in that left side body. Coming back to center. Lifting that back knee. Coming into pigeon. Place that knee behind the right wrist. Inching that back foot back, back, back. Choosing your pigeon here. If you need to sit up on a block or a blanket, go ahead and do that. Honor your body like that. It's very, very good. You can stay up high or come down to the forearms. Feeling a very, very nice stretch in that outer right hip. You can stay there. You can come all the way down, forehead to the mat or your fingers. Take a few long, deep breaths here. Go ahead and press back up and send it back to downward facing dog. This time, left leg up to the ceiling, three-legged dog, pressing into those arms equally. Hinging forward, placing that foot on the outside of the left hand, lowering that back knee for our lizard pose. From here, coming to the outer edge of the left foot, excuse me, pressing the left arm into the knee for assisting in a twist here. Kind of a lizard twist. Coming back to center, lift that back knee, place that left knee behind the left wrist, coming into pigeon on the left, inching that back foot back, and choosing your support. Use your support if you need it. That's the best thing to do for you. Coming and choosing your depth. You can stay high, come down to the forearms or all the way down. Your choice. What's your body saying? It's feeling pretty good. So good for you. Begin to walk it in. Send it back to downward facing dog. From here, go ahead and lower the knees and come to a seated position. From here, let's take a couple seated twists. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, right arm down, reaching over to the right with the left hand, reaching, creating space in that side body, planting those sit bones onto the mat. Choosing your depth here, honoring where you're at, tuning in. What's your body saying to you? Listen to your body, mindful of its intelligence. Back up to center, bringing it over to the left now. Left hand down to the mat. Right arm reaches up and over, rotating that chest up. Trying not to round forward as you do this, but rotate that chest up to the ceiling and fold down. So good. Back up to center and hands to the knees. Now this time, pressing into your right knee, dropping that shoulder down and twisting to the left. Back to center. Inhale, exhale, dropping the left shoulder down, pressing into that left knee. Coming back to center. Folding forward, walking those hands out in front of you, wherever that feels good. Making sure not to round that spine. You can bring a pillow. You can rest your head on a pillow or a blanket. Totally up to you. Coming back up. Reaching those arms up to cactus shape. Pulling those shoulder blades together again. Shining that heart space forward. Inhale. Exhale, round it in. Inhale, cactus arms. Raising those elbows up and pressing them back to the back of the room. Round it in. Doming that upper body. Inhale, one last cactus arm. Pulling those shoulder blades back, shoulders down, crown up. This time, right arm over the left. Bring it in. Give yourself a nice, loving hug. Let's spread those wings out, opening up, chest forward. Inhale, exhale. This time, left arm under the right, or whatever the opposite way that you did it last time. Bring it in, giving yourself a nice, loving hug here. And release. There you go. Thank yourself for showing up today for a little self-love, some self-care. Remember, we care for ourselves so we can care for others. Thank you so much for joining me today. See you next time.